Video for class 7. We are going to discuss about the chapter atmosphere from geography in this video. Already you have got two videos about this chapter, and there you have came to know about the definition of atmosphere, the composition of atmosphere and structure of atmosphere. In this video we are going to discuss air temperature, pressure and humidity, importance of atmosphere. So we will just do a short revise of the previous lesson, and then we will go to the new lesson. So how the atmosphere is related with the earth? Basically the earth has four realms, that is lithosphere, that comprises with the solid portions of the earth, hydrosphere comprises with all water bodies on the earth, and atmosphere that comprises with blanket of the air around us. So the next one is biosphere, that comprises with the living world. So here are the four realms of the earth, and one of those realms are atmosphere. Next is the what is atmosphere. The definition of atmosphere, you definitely know that the blanket of the air surrounding the earth is known as atmosphere. Here you can see the earth's surface, here you can see the clouds, and this is the atmosphere around us. The composition of the atmosphere, you know that basically there are water vapors, gases and dust particles in our atmosphere. The main constituent gases of the atmosphere are nitrogen, that is about 78%, oxygen, that is about 21%, and some of the inactive gases like hydrogen, then helium, carbon dioxide, argon and ozone. Next we are coming to layers of the atmosphere. Already you have seen the video of layers of the atmosphere. Sir has described the all the layers of the atmosphere, their compositions and what are their functions. Okay, now we will move to the new topics, that is air temperature, atmospheric pressure and humidity. The first one is air temperature. Air and temperature both are different words. What is temperature? We have to know first. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. We have the temperature in our body also, and everything what we touch, everything in this world has their own temperature. So air also has its own temperature. So what is air temperature? The degree of hotness or coldness of the air around, surrounding us. So in the summertime we feel the air so much hot, it is like 40 degrees centigrade or 45 degrees centigrade, but in the winter time we feel like 15 degrees centigrade or 10 degrees centigrade, but in the hill stations it is like 0 degree, -1 degree or 2-3 degrees, like that. Why this air temperature is varying into different places? There must be some reasons, there must be some factors. So the first factor that is affecting the air temperature, that is latitude. You can see the major latitudes of the earth here, and the first one is equator. So you can see this how the sunlight is falling over the major latitudes. The sunlight is directly falling over this equator, so this equatorial region is very much hot compared to the tropics and the pole. Why the tropics and poles are not that much hot compared to the equator? Because the sunlight is slantingly falling over the tropics, and the poles, they are getting a less amount of sunlight. That's why the air temperature is different into different latitudes. Next one is altitude. Altitude is the height of any place measured from the sea level. So when we are at Kolkata, our like when we are at plains, our temperature is like 30 degrees centigrade, but when we are going up, okay, like when we are visiting Darjeeling, when we are visiting hill stations like Kashmir, these places the temperature is getting low. Okay, so if the plains temperature is like 30 degrees centigrade, the hill stations temperature will be like 10.5 degrees centigrade, and maybe it may get much lower than this. Next one is distance from the sea. You know about the sea breeze and land breeze. So sea breeze and land breeze are the main factors that are affecting the temperature of the sea areas, that is forming the marine climate. So when we are leaving in front of the sea, the cool sea breeze we are getting, and at night we are getting the cool land breeze. So our temperature in the near to the sea is much lower or much moderate than the than those regions which are surrounded by the land masses. Next one is influence of the winds. Now also in this situation, in the evening time, you can see that there are so much wind, okay, blowing, which is creating our atmosphere much cooler. So what the winds do, they influence the climate, they change the air temperature, and the air temperature become low. Next one is ocean currents. So ocean current is a new term to you. What is ocean currents? Ocean currents is nothing. It is like how the winds are blowing in the atmosphere. Ocean currents are like the winds, but they are associated with the water in the ocean surface, or the below the surface also. So in the equator region, the water is much hotter and much warm, and they are, and in the polar region water is much cooler. So what happens when there is how the winds blow, the winds basically blow from the cooler regions to the hotter regions. So here also in the ocean currents also, from the equator region, the warm ocean currents are going towards the polar region, and the cold waters are coming towards the equator region. So there is a equality of temperature that is happening in the sea, and the regions which are near to this sea areas, their temperatures are getting affected by the warm and cold ocean currents. Next one, we are coming to a new term, that is atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? Everything has a pressure. When you are sitting over a chair or you are sitting over a sofa, you feel that the seat of the sofa is going down when you are sitting. So you have a pressure. So like that, air also has a pressure. The pressure which air around us exerts on the earth's surface is called atmospheric pressure. Basically, this is the air around us. It is creating pressure over these regions and over the earth surface, and that is only called the atmospheric pressure. How the atmospheric pressure is going, like this is a low pressure. You can see that this is a low pressure area and this is a high pressure area. Basically, in those areas where the earth surface is much hotter, the air near the earth surface becomes light and it goes upwards, okay. And where the where the earth surface is much cooler, the air is much heavy, and they do what, they try to come to the low pressure area. The cold air come to try to come to the low pressure area. Why? Because when the air of the low pressure area become heated and it become light and it goes upward, this place becomes vacant, and to fill up this place, the winds from the high pressure area moves towards the low pressure area. This is the nature of the atmospheric pressure, and there are several factors which are affecting this atmospheric pressure. Those are the temperature of the air, which are causing the air to become light or heavy, and the altitude, what is the height of the place from the sea level. So next one is wind. The wind, moving air is called wind. Wind always blows from the that I told that difference of the pressure helps to blow the wind from the high pressure area to the low pressure area, because in the low pressure area the air is becoming warmer and it is going upwards. This place is becoming vacant, and the cool air from the high pressure area is moving towards the low pressure area, and that's why the wind is blowing. Next one is humidity, the moisture in the atmosphere, okay. You have felt the moisture, we can feel the moisture, okay. The moisture of the atmosphere or the water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as humidity. Later on we will discuss about the water cycle, then you will understand what is humidity, basically from where the water vapors are coming. This is the importance of atmosphere. So in the importance of atmosphere, we will learn about the different gases and how they are important to us. First one is nitrogen. What nitrogen do? Nitrogen maintains the fertility of the soil. Nitrogen is very important for the soil and for the plants to grow. Next one is oxygen. Oxygen is inhaled by all living things, like we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, what we are giving to the atmosphere, plants are doing what? Plants are taking the carbon dioxide inside them. In the presence of sunlight, they are producing their food by the process of photosynthesis. Now, carbon dioxide also keeps the earth warm. How the carbon dioxide keeps the earth warm? The carbon dioxide traps the heat of the sun, and it can keep the heat of the sun for so long, and so the carbon dioxide is keeping the earth warm by trapping the heat of the sun. Now, ozone. Ozone is a very known term to you. Ozone depletion. What is ozone layer? You have already read. So, ozone layer is doing what? Ozone layer is becoming a shield, and it is protecting us from the harmful ultraviolet rays that are coming from the sun towards the earth's surface. And these harmful ultraviolet rays are very much affecting our skin. It can cause the skin cancer also. Next, water vapor in the atmosphere causes precipitation. Here you will learn, this is the water cycle. This is a picture of water cycle. So this is the water bodies, and by the heat of the sun, the water of the these water bodies are evaporating, and by the process of evaporation, the water vapor is added to the atmosphere. Then the condensation process is happening through what? The clouds, through which the clouds are forming, and then we are getting the precipitation. So from this water body, by the process of evaporation, the water vapors are adding to the atmosphere. Next one is dust particles from the nucleus for condensation, which leads to cloud formation. So we know that water vapor is, in the previous picture you have seen that from water vapor this condensation process is happening. Okay, when the water vapors are joining. So the water vapor along with the dust, both of them are joining. Then they are forming these small water droplets. From the water droplets, they are becoming the big cloud droplets, and from the cloud, then the cloud droplets are joining and becoming big clouds. Okay, and from there we are with the heavy clouds, we are getting the precipitation. So here one new term you will learn, that is meteorology and meteorologist. What is meteorology? The scientific study of the processes and the physical phenomena taking place in the earth atmosphere is called meteorology. Basically meteorology is nothing but that is related with the condition of the atmosphere, or either it is related with the temperature, precipitation, and what are the changes happening around us. Okay, like nowadays in the evening time the nor'westers are coming, and there is a rainfall also, sometimes hailstorms are also there. So this phenomena, who are just checking out these phenomena, who are studying about these phenomena, so those scientific studies are called meteorology, and who are studying this scientific portions of the atmosphere and doing this scientific study, they are known as meteorologists. So who are related with the weather forecasting and prediction of the rainfall and all, they are known as meteorologists. Here I have mentioned one link, you can go through this link. This is the official link of India Meteorological Department. You can visit this link and you can see that what is the atmospheric condition of different areas in India. So you can check this website, and you have lots of time now. Just go through this website, you will understand the processes of weather and climate very well. I hope you have understood this portion nicely, and if you have any questions or any queries, you can mail us also. Next video we are going to discuss about global warming and greenhouse effect. Thank you.